It's Press Pass with Jack Ebling, Mid-Michigan's spirited sports debate. Now let's get talking sports. Here's Jack.
Great evening, Mid-Michigan and beyond, and welcome to Press Pass here on Fox 47. It's time to meet Team 220. Tom Crawford, my longtime radio partner, Bluebelly Tom. He is our Tuesday in studio and Thursday remote co-host. It's The Drive with Jack on the Team 92.1 FM. Tom, how are you?
Great to be here. Big win for Michigan yesterday over UCLA.
You saw the exact flip of the Monday night game.
Flip the game.
They were down 15.
Yep.
They were up 20 on Monday.
Yeah.
And same thing
And
happened.
they did it being 8 for 22 from the free throw line.
Ouch.
Out. Yeah. Charles Matthews 2 for 10. It's crazy. I knew that was coming. Take a W, man. Any W.
We're just talking about that.
No
there.
ball.
Yeah, who's the best in the Pac-12?
Best in the
Don't
Pac-12.
really know.
Might be
All
Arizona
this
State
UCLA
with a win at Kansas today. Who knows? Also joined by Rico Beard. He's a Specs Howard instructor, recruiting insider, and he is the host of the Spartan Beat, weeknights 6 to 7 on the Team 92.1. Your home for We Are Their Sports Radio. How are you, Rico?
Good, Jack, and just found out driving up here to do the show that we'll get Jordan Allen on the Spartan Beat later on this week.
Okay.
JUCO defensive end, had his official visit at Michigan State. Position of need. He's a guy I think can walk right in, take a starting spot. So, yeah.
Always need pass rushers here. Absolutely. Tom, do you know what Baker Mayfield and Rico Beard have in common?
I'm clueless.
They're both walk-ons. Baker Mayfield is the first walk-on ever to win a Heisman Trophy, and Rico Beard just walked onto a plane, he said, right?
Whatever.
A little bit different. I want to welcome back Darian Harris, 5-year MSU linebacker, co-captain of the 2015 Big Ten champions, aspiring broadcaster, future athletic director, and member of the Ottawa Red Blacks of the CFL. It's football banquet day, the bust. You remember that?
Yeah, I do. Been to obviously many banquets. One of the most memorable times from my banquet was jetting out of there to catch a Cavs-Pistons playoff game out in Detroit at the Palace of Auburn Hills. So I was definitely excited to do that after the banquet. I believe it was after my junior or senior year. Nobody wanted to go with me, so I went by myself. Got to see LeBron in action. Got to see him talk a little trash to Stan Van Gundy. But the banquet's always great. Congratulations to all the winners today.
Did you know who was going to win the awards when you were playing? Like, could you tell ahead of time, or was there any surprise?
You can usually tell ahead of time, especially with the MVP. That's a team-voted award. So, shout out to Joe Bocci winning that. We'll talk about that later. But you can usually tell.
We'll be back in just a minute, and we're going to talk college football. Talk about the Heisman Trophy that Rico and I voted for. We're also going to talk about the bowl matchups and how it looks for the Big Ten moving forward. Better in football than in basketball right now. We'll be right back with more on Press Pass.
Confidence. You can't buy it, and we can't sell it. Confidence is earned, and you've paid your dues. Confidence is that intangible thing that makes the impossible inevitable and fantasy into fact. We can't sell you confidence. We're just a reminder that you already have it.
Introducing the all-new heated cab with the John Deere 1R tractor. Simply captivating.
Green Fever is going on now at D&G Equipment in Mason, Williamston, Highland, Howell, Corunna, and Charlotte.
With the David Chapman Agency, auto owners' insurance policies come with something extra. Local agents who care about you. Our agents will help you find the right coverage at the best price. 3 generations serving you at the David Chapman Agency, your local auto owners' insurance agents.
We're clearing out our warehouse. Everything must be sold before year-end inventory. Winter installation? No problem. American Metal Roof's year-end warehouse clearance. Call 844-METAL Roofs or visit
Catch all the savings and excitement during Capital Honda's Savings Rush. Now at Capital Honda.
Team spirit. Faceplate. More calories.
Dean Trailways Motor Coach takes care of your travel, so you can support your favorite Spartan teams and focus on the important things. Dean Trailways, your favorite ride.
The student bookstores are Green and White Shop headquarters. Outfit your entire family with Spartan gear. We have a large selection of men's, women's, and children's clothing. Show off your Michigan State pride with new shoes, socks, hats, and more. Have your tailgate ready with MSU party supplies, car accessories, and dress your pet in green and white. We have gifts for students, grads, alumni, and fans. From Vera Bradley and Dooney and Burke to diploma frames and more. Always shop SBS for the biggest and best selection of green and white. Go green, go white, go SBS.
Welcome back to Press Pass here on Fox 47. It's time for The Big Picture, brought to you by Dean Trailways. With trips for every season, Dean takes care of the details so you can enjoy the experience, including daily casino runs and great getaways to northern Michigan and Chicago. Doug Warren and I took a Dean luxury cruiser to Chicago, joined 27 pro football greats, more than 100 supporters of the Shinsky Orphanage in Matamoros, not far from landfall for Hurricane Harvey.
And now, I am proud to announce that this year's Heisman Trophy winner is Baker Mayfield of the University of Oklahoma.
Coach Stoops, you welcomed a chubby, unathletic kid into the program with open arms. I wouldn't say that many would do that, but thank you. But the thing that I'm most thankful for is hiring Coach Riley. The day that you did that changed my life, so appreciate that. Coach Riley, you've been a great mentor to me. Been through a lot together, so appreciate you. To my family, love you guys. There were times that I had to move. You guys made sacrifice after sacrifice just so I could chase my dreams. Wouldn't be here without you. Love you.
Heisman Trophy quarterback Baker Mayfield. And you remember, he started out as a walk-on at Texas Tech. One of just 2 players ever to transfer and win a Heisman Trophy. Rico, now that the non-disclosure agreements are over, who'd you vote for in your top 3 choices? Did they get it right?
They did. As a matter of fact, it was the 3 that I voted for. Well, all 3 that made it in the order. So I know what I'm talking about.
I'm going to limb on that one.
I mean, I think Baker, the only problem I have with it is I don't like the fact that, Lamar Jackson couldn't win it again. What? It's set up that for some reason his stats were better and
his team wasn't.
But his team wasn't. So he got punished because of that. And I think, with Oklahoma making to the playoffs, I think that kind of solidified him. We all thought it was Saquon Barkley for a second. Yeah. But then Baker Mayfield just kind of took the reins, and I think they got it right with this guy.
I have a hard time, guys, voting for 3 quarterbacks or even 3 offensive skill guys. It's for you, Darian. So every year I look to have somebody, maybe a lineman, maybe somebody who is not going to have the ball all the time and all the stats. Otherwise, what you're doing is having the Davey O'Brien Award or the Doak Walker Award. So this year I actually looked at Darius Phillips. And I wound up voting for Josie Jewell, number 3. I thought he was the best defensive player I saw all year. I saw what happened when he couldn't play against Northwestern. I went right in the toilet. But I think it was pretty clear to anyone who watched that you're going to have Baker Mayfield 1 and Bryce Love.
I could have rolled with you on that, except for his teammate Joshua Jackson kind of stole his limelight with the end
Made some
of the
big
year.
plays.
That one-handed interception
Yeah.
was just like, wow.
That might have been one of the plays of the year, no question.
I didn't really see any skill position player because, like you, I want to see everybody, but I didn't see anything.
Darian, what Baker Mayfield did, the numbers were all there. Do you think that he was the runaway choice, or would you agree with Tom Crawford, who said because of off-the-field things, should be disqualified?
No, I think he was a runaway choice. I think that, as we've been saying, it comes down to team success as well. That's kind of factored in here. We talked a little bit on the drive about the MVP award. This is kind of the MVP of college football, and should it matter, your team success, things like that. I think it does matter in this case, and as Rico said, it's kind of set up to where a guy like Lamar Jackson wouldn't be able to win it again. So I do think that based on the rest of the field, Bryce Love had a great year, but just didn't have quite the impact I think that Baker Mayfield had. And as for the off the field things, things he did, antics, it comes with the game. You know, it comes with the game. You're going to have somebody that's a little out of the box, over the top, and you got to reel them back in. But, I mean, we're getting into a really sensitive time in sports. I mean, you watch the NFL games, you can't even talk trash anymore. I mean, I talk more trash at IM West playing basketball than some of these guys do in NFL games, and they're getting kicked out.
Honestly, he got my vote when he did the trash.
Of course he did. That doesn't surprise me. His character doesn't count.
But there was the rest here, there was the crash grab, there were all those things.
Did they win? Did they win the game? Because the last time I checked, character was going for the score.
Well, I think people forget that the only reason he did that is because the Kansas players didn't shake his hand at the coin toss with kids from Kansas standing right next to those players.
He tried to be a good role model. They blew him off.
Tom Crawford, let's take a look at the Big Ten bowl matchups here. Which teams are going to get W's and which program is the most likely to lose?
Well, I see I got a minute, so I'm going to do this real quick. Iowa, a good wet snow team, and they're going to beat Boston College World, and they have no fans there. Arizona, too much offense. They scored 58 on Wazoo, so they'll beat Purdue. Washington State, Michigan State, that's going to be a shootout. I think Wazoo is going to pull that one out down the stretch.
Okay, keep going.
Northwestern over Kentucky, Ohio State over USC, Penn State over Washington, Miami will roll the Badgers, and the Wolverines in the granddaddy of them all, the Outback Bowl, will beat South
The
Carolina.
Wolverines or is it Ole Miss?
Old Mish.
Old Mish.
They're both U of M. We're going to talk about that a little bit later, too. But I think you have 5 wins for the Big Ten, and Wisconsin as the big loser. We'll be right back. We'll have our Going Green segment, talking Michigan State football, coming up on Press Pass.
Hello, my name is Dr. John Braccio, psychologist. If you or your child have problems with focus, inattention, sitting still, memory, concentration, these are traits of ADHD. Visit us at drjohnb.com.
At Graff Chevrolet in Okemos, you'll always get a great deal on a huge selection of high-quality used cars and trucks. But you'll also get something else, peace of mind. Every Graff used vehicle purchase comes with up to 6 oil changes for the first 2 years of ownership. We'll also give you free tire rotation with every other oil change. Always a great selection of used vehicles starting from $1,000 and up. Check them out at graffokemos.com. Lower your cost of ownership with our Peace of Mind program, only at Graff Chevrolet in Okemos.
It was a Saturday of smiles for Michigan State at Michigan Stadium. A sea of white amid maize and blue. A team that laid it all on the line with ferocious hits from a steady hand. For 59 minutes and 50 seconds, then all hell broke loose. Cherish the memories of October 17, 2015, and one of the greatest finishes in college football history. The Perfect 10 by Jack Ebling and Joe Rexrow. Available at drivewithjack.com, at SPS and Schuler Books, and on Amazon before time runs out.
Hello, my name is Dr. John Braccio, psychologist. If you or your child have problems with focus, inattention, sitting still, memory, concentration, these are traits of ADHD. Visit us at drjohnb.com.
When it matters, call the Abood Law Firm.
Turn on the lights with Capital Lighting. Experience our full-service lighting showroom. Discover the hundreds of beautiful fixtures available to bring your home to life. Visit today at Capital Lighting of East Lansing, where bright ideas begin.
Hi folks, I'm Jack Williams from Total Firearms and Pro Tackle Shop. Stop in and see us for all your fishing, hunting, and archery needs. Like us on Facebook.
You've heard me say we're transforming the car buying experience. Well, what does that mean? We want to make it fast, easy, and enjoyable. Car buying should be fun, not a chore. I've been selling cars for over 30 years now, and I still get excited every time we match a customer up with the car of their dreams. Come into Sawyer's and see the difference for yourself. Just one of the ways you get more at Sawyer's Chevrolet Superstore.
Welcome back to Press Pass here on Fox 47. Time for our Going Green segment, brought to you by Graff Chevrolet, a trusted friend, 103 years in the automobile business. With opposite Matt, Mark, and Greg on West Grand River in Okemos. They'll take great care of you, as they have on all 6 of my leases and purchases. And there's no better time to buy than December, when the GM employee discount is available to all Graff customers.
McCourt fumbles the snap. Scrambling, looking to throw it. Flag down. Intercepted. Intercepted by Bocci at the 41.
There you see Joe Bocci Jr., Michigan State's most valuable player this season. Made a lot of big plays. What game was that, Rico? We were watching.
I think they were playing Eastern Michigan.
It wasn't the Minnesota game, was it? Oh, yeah.
Some
Playing
scrubs.
some team from down in Washington
Some
County.
scrubs. I mean, you sure it's not Eastern?
Darian Harris, you played a lot of linebacker at Michigan State and 36 wins in your final 3 seasons. What made Joe Bocci the MVP of this team, and how good can he be?
Well, he was the most consistent player for the Spartans all year, and he can be as good as he wanted to be. He can be one of the best players, best linebackers, really best defensive players to ever put on the green and white. Honestly, if you look at the way, he came in last year as a true freshman. Look how he filled in for Riley in that Maryland game. Obviously, he came in ready to go, locked in. I think he benefited a lot from having Riley for a year. What Riley did was Riley taught Joe how to watch film. That is the most important thing that Riley taught Joe how to do. But Joe had the athleticism, he had the intangibles. Riley taught him how to be a college football player, and he took that to leaps and bounds that nobody foresaw, I think. And like I said, he was our most consistent player, much like R.J. Sheldon was last year, much like Aaron Burbridge was my senior year, even over some guys maybe that got drafted higher. It's all about consistency, I think, when we vote for team MVP, and Joe Bocci was definitely the perfect choice for this year.
Rico, we've seen a lot of great middle linebacking play at Michigan State. Thinking back, I think Joe Bocci's year ranks with anyone since Percy Slant.
I agree, and I think a lot of it came, too, because he just came out of the blue. It was unexpected. It was, who's going to play linebacker, who's going to be, and then all of a sudden, he's making plays. And then, he's making plays against some of the lesser talented teams, but he also made the big plays in the big games. And it's like, okay, he's making the hits, he's making the stops, and now you got to take notice. Like, Joe Bocci.
Doing it at the right time when it mattered most. Yeah. Tom Crawford, if we look at Michigan State's major award winners at this afternoon's football bust, you see some of the names of players who are recognized with major awards, but no Michigan State player was first or second team All-Big Ten in the coaches ballot. Mark D'Antonio was not the Big Ten Coach of the Year. How can that be when the team is 9-3?
Well, I'll go on record saying the Joe Bocci thing just blew me away. I mean, the guy had 94 tackles. I mean, he's an old school linebacker that I always loved about the Big Ten. And the fact he was third team just blew me away. And the Mark D'Antonio thing, the Big Ten traditionally has had, Coach of the Year or something, kind of a comeback kid kind of deal. And this is the ultimate with Mark D'Antonio this year. I mean, as opposed to winning the title, I mean, what he did, flipping 3-9 to 9-3 was amazing. He should have been the Coach of the Year. I'm saying that, Rico.
Bocci should have been the first team. There was a linebacker.
And that's over Devin Bush.
And that's who should have been taken out because he did nothing in big games.
And that was a very deep position, in fairness.
That's true. There were a lot of good linebackers.
They were all good. Rico, Michigan State is a 3-point underdog to Washington State in the Holiday Bowl. What do you think the Spartans' chances are of finishing with 10 wins, double digits for the 6th time, 7 years under Mark D'Antonio? Can they get it done?
You know what? Bowl games are about matchups, and this is probably the worst matchup for Michigan State, being real. Washington State is kind of like playing Northwestern on steroids.
They do have a couple of receivers. They're top 2 receivers now.
Right.
I mean, we're not going to play.
And a great quarterback, though.
I mean, they're a pass-happy offense, and that's going to put that secondary. Those linebackers didn't look too well in that Northwestern overtime game.
Right.
If they can run the ball, if we can find L.J. Scott and they can do something, yes.
Very quickly, you mentioned recruiting coming at the top of the show, but Ladarius Jefferson committed to Michigan State. Some people think he's a quarterback. Some coaches think he's a quarterback. Could be a running back. Could be anything he wants to be.
I told Doug on my show he's a stem cell. Wherever position you put him in, he will flourish. He can be a running back, linebacker. He is a player. D'Antonio is getting players.
We'll be back in just a minute. We're going to talk Michigan football, not Mississippi football, coming up next.
I pinky promised my little girl a fabulous garden party for her birthday. So I mowed the lawn, put up all the decorations. I thought I got everything.
Almost everything. 1 in 10 houses could get hit by a septic disaster and a bill of up to $13,000. But for only $7 a month, Rid-X is scientifically proven to break down waste, helping you avoid a septic disaster. Rid-X. the #1 brand used by septic professionals in their own tanks.
G&W Appliance and Mattress Holiday Home Sale is on. Hey, did you hear? G&W has a new mattress center featuring all major brand mattresses on sale right now. Locally owned and operated for over 72 years. Visit G&W Appliance and Mattress on Grand River Avenue by the airport, Lansing.
Give a gift of the good life from Dusty's Cellar. Redeem Dusty's gift cards for retail purchases in the cellar, for casual fine dining in the wine bar, or for the local pub atmosphere of the tap room. Dusty's gift cards, available online at dustycellar.com.
Let Larry find a great deal for you at Larry's RV in Jackson.
Larry, are you out there?
The Knapp Center is a historical hub for future business growth in beautiful downtown Lansing.
The Eye Company did the best they could to preserve the integrity of the history of this building while incorporating a modern open workspace. They have been prompt, they have been efficient, and they really are a friendly, great group of people that we don't have any concerns about calling them for any of our needs.
Opportunities for retail, office, restaurant, and residential. Build the future as a member of the Eye Company family.
What's really important to me is being able to have a partner, and Dart Bank has been that for me. I'm Eric Nelson. I'm a managing partner here at the English Inn. I've worked with John Morris at Dart Bank to help put together multiple projects that have assisted us with growing our business and continuing to be successful.
At Tropical Smoothie Cafe, we have a taste for adventure because the only way to know how good something can be is to go for it. Try our veggie smoothies, Island Green, made with spinach, kale, pineapple, banana, and mango, and Caribbean Seaburst with carrots, mango, banana, orange, and goji. Adventure begins with never knowing until you try, but always expecting something great. Go for a veggie smoothie at Tropical Smoothie Cafe. Eat better, feel better.
Welcome back to Press Pass. It's our Out of the Blue segment, and there you see Mississippi quarterback Shea Patterson.
That helmet fits.
Yeah, I think so. Five-star quarterback who's done well at Mississippi and now has a chance to be a Michigan Wolverine. Tom Crawford, you were there in Chrysler Center yesterday. Crowd seemed to welcome him.
You know what? And talk with the media. Well, it was like the basketball game was seconded. This shows you that Michigan is truly a football school, and the media is just talking about Shea Patterson. Angelique's there covering it. It was crazy. He was sitting in the front row. His fans were going up to him. Yeah, he will be a great addition. This guy was the #1 quarterback in the 16 class. He's 6'2", 200 pounds. He's got great feet, great arm. And Michigan needs a really good quarterback, Rico Beard. So, he'd be a great addition. Deontay Anderson, a strong safety, was also there. And there's upwards potentially of 4 guys that could be transferring to the University of Michigan from Ole Miss.
So who's the #6 quarterback then? You know? Do you happen to know?
No.
Brandon Peters.
Well, Brandon Peters
He's already
will
out of
compete.
the team.
Brandon Peters will compete. Dylan McCaffrey will compete. The job
They're all going to stay there, right? No one's ever going to leave.
You have to have competition. You have to have the end result.
At some point, you just have to pick a guy and go with it instead of kicking the can and saying, well, I just don't have my guy yet. There's no perfect quarterback out there.
Darian, do you think that Michigan has been hurt by uncertainty at quarterback and have 3 guys this year? Everybody gets a shot.
Yeah, I think so. I think they've definitely been hurt. I mean, I said it before Michigan State season kicked off this year, maybe even last year. The important thing for a football team is picking a quarterback, kind of like Rico said, and going with it. Now, it has to be the right guy. It has to be the guy that's going to, generate wins for you and give you the best chance to win. But I think the best thing that Mark D'Antonio did for Michigan State was saying Brian Lewerke's the guy and sticking to it. Because now as a team, you know who to look at. 2013 may go down as possibly the best season in Michigan State history. But if our defense wasn't all-time great, we would have struggled because we had quarterback woes and disparity at the quarterback position, and we didn't know who to look to for quarterback until Connor emerged. So I think that it is really important to pick a guy, stick with him, believe in him, so then the rest of the team.
You got to keep him healthy, though. I mean, what if Lewerke gets hurt? Then you have, where do you go there? You got to have that.
Tom, if you have a choice, and you can have Shea Patterson for 2 years, Brandon Peters for 3 years, Dylan McCaffrey for 4 years, and you can only have one, which one do you take?
I'd take Dylan McCaffrey for 4 years, but I don't think he's going to win the job, to be quite honest. I mean, he's 6'2", about 195. He's kind of a slow physical development, and I think Shea's a much stronger athlete. I think he's what they need. They need this guy. This is when they're different.
Those who stay will eat their own. Because that's all you're doing is eating your own.
That's ridiculous.
You're not even giving these guys a chance.
Look, Brandon Peters, if he'd stayed healthy, he would have played against Ohio State. He got hurt. Okay, that's how that happens.
You've already
get hurt.
Dylan McCaffrey.
You don't play.
And you've already written off Brandon Peters because
he's going to become Peters.
If Golden State had stayed healthy, Rico, you know
he had opportunities all fall. He had opportunities. He didn't win the job. Part of it is just he's not that vocal of a leader.
Or maybe
that's
he doesn't
part
have
of the equation.
and his coach takes it away from him.
You know better than Jim Harbaugh? You know better than Jim Harbaugh. I take Jim Harbaugh over you.
We won about the same amount of games. You know how many that is? None.
Rico, when you look at the Michigan individual honorees, the coaches, first and second team honorees, and then you see an 8-4 regular season. Was that okay, or was that a major underachievement?
That was underachievement, just like last year when you sent all those players to the NFL. You can't keep saying we got the best people in the conference and you don't win. Those two things don't go together.
Last year they won 10 games.
They had
plays from one play from being the Big Ten championship.
Did they make the plays? No. That's what separates the good from the great, and that's why your team's mediocre. No. So, no, they did. You can't have that many people on
there. Talks louder wins. That's right.
No, it's not. Like, in my opinion, Kenny Williams had a better year than Rashawn Gary. And if you look at the stats, it backs it up, Tom. I know you hate that, but use your phone.
How did I bring up Rashawn? I didn't bring up Rashawn.
Is it possible that the University of Michigan has one of the best, most magnetic coaches any college football program has ever had, Sunday through Friday, and a guy who's not getting it done on Saturday?
It's possible. I mean, you can't argue with the fact that guys are flourishing in the NFL. But I think that is incredibly and very much separate from what happens on Saturdays when they're suiting up in the maize and blue. There's a big difference between what you're able to do on Sundays and what you're able to do on Saturdays for your team. And, when I was coming out or still in college and looking at, UCLA having 6-7 guys drafted from their team, but they go 4-8 every year, and we're winning bowl games, going to the Rose Bowl and things, we only have one guy drafted. For some reason, that just means you're either not developing the talent well enough, or guys aren't coming together as a team, or your coaching staff isn't getting the most out of your players. And to me, that is all on a coaching staff.
Is Michigan the Big Ten's most likely bowl winner as a 7.5-point favorite over South Carolina, provided Jadeveon Clowney does not reappear in the South Carolina?
Everybody's most likely based on the spread. Yeah, I would probably say so.
Everybody agree? Michigan is the most likely Big Ten winner?
I need to see if Saquon Barkley's going to play for Penn State. I think Penn State can roll.
We will be right back. We'll have our sparring segment. Up next, we're going to talk Michigan State basketball. Lots to talk about here on Press Pass.
At Graf Chevrolet in Oakland, you'll always get a great deal on a huge selection of high-quality used cars and trucks. But you'll also get something else, peace of mind. Every Graf used vehicle purchase comes with up to 6 oil changes for the first 2 years of ownership. We'll also give you free tire rotation with every other oil change. Always a great selection of used vehicles starting from $1,000 and up. Check them out at grafoptimist.com. Lower your cost of ownership with our Peace of Mind program, only at Graf Chevrolet in Okemos.
Team spirit. Facepaint. More cowboy. Dean Trailways Motor Coach takes care of your travel, so you can support your favorite Spartan teams and focus on the important things. Dean Trailways, your favorite ride.
Coach's All-American Pub and Grill. What makes us All-American? Enjoying great food with ice-cold beverages and friendly service. Watching the game on one of our 21 large-screen TVs with a variety of fun indoor and outdoor entertainment every night of the week. Connecting with friends, dining with family, or catching the game, you'll always have a great time. Coach's All-American Pub and Grill. Great food, fun, and friends.
Say yes to your favorite nonprofit by submitting an application at fox47news.com.
The legendary Checkers and Rallies Big Buford now comes in 3 sizes: big, bigger, and beast, with all the fixings. the single, double, or triple Buford. So how hungry are you? Checkers and Rallies. Fast foodies know the deal.
You work hard for your money and you deserve to keep it. Why pay $1.99 to jumpstart your insurance for 7 days when you can start a 6-month policy for less? 30 days with Stop Point Insurance costs less than 7 days with them. Everyone approved, no matter your driving history. Guaranteed. Call today, save today.
Make your holiday celebration one to remember with Marendorf Meats. Order your seasoned prime rib, smoked turkey, or beef tenderloin from Marendorf in Mason or Williamston.
Great taste is just the beginning. Great taste at Marendorf.
At Rallies and Checkers, the stakes couldn't be higher. The winner gets an extra crispy chicken strips and fries box, and the loser buys the new extra crispy chicken strips box for just $2. Rallies and Checkers, fast foodies know the deal.
Final four, Michigan State's down 3. Who won shooting a three-pointer, you or Nick Ward?
Definitely, I don't know, the one Nick shot today looked pretty good.
It says 1,000 his career shooting percentage.
That's probably going to be, he probably going to be 100% for his career for sure.
No truth that he wanted to run some plays for him?
Nah, none of that. Definitely none of that.
What's some plays for you? You were 5 for 6 from you today?
Yeah, I definitely feeling it. You know, teammates did a good job getting me in positions, you know, getting the ball in my hand in a good position where I can knock down shots.
When we had that media day broadcast and I asked you who the best three-point shooter on the team was, and you said you thought it was you, and you're right.
Yeah.
And you might be the best in the league. You're shooting 6'10" now from deep.
Really? I didn't know. Okay, I didn't know.
You tied your career record today with 3. Or 5 threes.
Sweet. I mean, yeah, like I said, I put a lot of work into it, just being able to knock down open jumpers, you know, so it's going to be a lot of attention on the other guys on these teams. So if I can knock down open jumpers at that rate, then it just opens me up.
Yes, I am a three-point specialist.
Can you tell us the secret to hitting three-point shots?
No, it's crazy because I had a dream about making the three yesterday. It's crazy, but Cash couldn't see. He didn't see it was me on the three-point line. So I said, this is my chance.
First one of your career?
Well, my career, I shot in high school. But
in college. Cassius Winston and Nick Ward joking around a little bit after the game yesterday. And Nick Ward admitted if Cassius had known it was him, he wouldn't have thrown it to him. So.
I was wondering if he would do, he shot one at Moneyball, and I was like, do you have the guts to do it in the game? You better make it.
Izzo had a big smile on his face. Better make it. He enjoyed it. Rico, what's more impressive to you? Cassius Winston's improvement from long range. It's not a textbook shot, but it sure goes in a lot. 61% up from 38 a year ago. Michigan State holding 4 of the last 7 opponents to less than 28% accuracy from the field, including North Carolina, or an 83-29 advantage in block shots. Jaren Jackson Jr. has 1 more block shot than all of the Michigan State opponents.
Yeah, the block shots, Jaren he's tall, and it works out for him. I think the holding everybody down to, 28%, because that's a team effort. I mean, Cassius always had that shot. It's kind of Travis Trice's. It doesn't look good, but it goes in. But holding your opponents down like that, including top 10 opponents, top 10 teams, that's team effort. That's wanting to go out there. That's, playing team defense. And you haven't seen that out of Michigan State, at least not last year. But this year, it's like they've rededicated themselves. We thought they're going to be up and down throwing alley-oops to Miles Bridges, where it's actually the opposite. It's like the days of Travis Walton, where they're just clamping down, and you're not going to score over 58 points.
Tom, when you look at the way this defense has played, and only one opponent has shot better than 40.7% from the field, they've got rim protectors. What they're not doing well is defending the three-point shot.
Yeah.
Tom Izzo made a point of that, so you got to work on that.
He did, but that's a quick fix. But, like Michigan State just got to focus on not getting bored by this schedule. I mean, when you go moving forward into Big Ten play, I mean, they're so much better than everybody. Just focusing on themselves, not so much the opponent.
Darian, you hear this a lot in the NBA. Who's the go-to guy? You got to have a go-to guy. I've never believed that. Michigan State might have more depth and diversity than any team in the country. Sometimes they have 5 go-to guys on the floor at the same time.
Yeah, they do, and it's pretty remarkable what they've been able to do. The emergence of Joshua Langford as a go-to guy. I mean, if I were to pick somebody, you know, when I think go-to guy, I think of, you know, ball in his hands, 5 seconds left, top of the key, ISO ball. It's Joshua Langford. He's got everything. He's got height. He's got the shot. He's got the pull-up jumper. He can pull up from 3. He can get to the basket. So if I were to pick a guy right now, it would be him, maybe even over Miles Bridges. He's shown that Joshua Langford, I mean, that he actually is an NBA guard. But as you said, I mean, they got 4, 5, 6 guys.
I think you have to have a go-to guy.
Well, I think you can put it in Winston's hand and he'll find the go-to. He'll find the open guy.
I
which is
think
the
Winston is the go-to guy. Because at the end of the game, if they're down 2 and Winston jacks up a 3 and he misses, you're not angry. You're not upset. And that's a go-to guy.
Tom, if Michigan State is number 1, as people expect this week with Duke falling to Boston College and Kansas losing twice, what does that say for the program, and what could it mean for the Big Ten come selection time?
Well, it's great for Michigan State, but Michigan State is kind of like an island in a bad league. They're so much better than everybody else. The Big Ten, I mean, Minnesota goes to Arkansas, unranked, mind you, and they get beat by 16, and that was what I perceived as the second best team in the Big Ten. It's not disrespecting Michigan State. They're so much better. They're a great team. They're the number 1 team in the nation, but they're in a freaking lousy league, and they're just going to bore themselves through this to an 18-0 mark in conference play.
It reminds me of Kentucky in the SEC, where it's Kentucky and Florida. And
that has not helped Kentucky in the NCAA tournament. They haven't won all the national titles people thought they would.
They did get that 1 seed, though. They seem to get that 1 seed or 2 seed a lot.
But they haven't been tested the way that they need to, and maybe
They're
that's
not
going to
gonna
come
get
back with
Oakland,
Michigan State. They were tested early, no question about that, but the rest of this month, hey, Oakland's going to give them a game. We know they're going to play them really tough.
They actually chanted, "We want Sparty."
We will be back in just a minute, and we're going to have our Take It to the Bank segment. We're going to talk about the Pistons up next.
Home. It means a lot of different things to different people. But one thing remains the same. An Applegate home will let you make comfortable memories any day of the year. No matter how hard the wind blows, no matter how biting the Michigan winter gets, your home is a special place. Heating, cooling, insulation, and electrical. Applegate Home Comfort.
After reviewing the play, you should be driving a Honda from Capital Honda. During Capital Honda's Savings Rush, catch 2017 Honda Accord LX, 0 down, $219 a month. Score 2017 Honda Civic LX, $169 a month. Rush to Capital Honda today.
It's time to get in the driver's seat with an auto loan from MSU Federal Credit Union. We offer flexible terms and great low rates with no application fees and no prepayment penalties. Visit msufcu.org today.
Advanced technology and forecasting. Storm Shield weather. Only on Fox 47 News.
I got my start in officiating when a friend told me I should try it. At first I just did basketball, and I got hooked. Before long, I added baseball, softball, football, and volleyball. I really enjoy giving back to the game, working with kids, and working with my local association to recruit and train new officials. I would like to say to anybody that officiating is a great way to help kids and stay connected to the game. We always need new officials. There's help wanted, just listen.
Anyone who's had our chicken knows it's plump and juicy. What they may not know is that it's also 100% natural.
All our chickens are certified, humanely raised, no antibiotics, on a high-quality diet of soy and grain.
Why are they called tenders?
They're called tenders because they come from the tenderloin of the breast, hand-trimmed just for colors. It's not a strip or a finger, it is the true tenderloin.
I'll put our chicken tenders up against anybody's.
That's like my Granny Franklin used to make. That's outstanding, Greg.
Welcome to Delicious.
What's really important to me is being able to have a partner, and Dart Bank has been that for me. I'm Eric Nelson. I'm a managing partner here at the English Inn. I've worked with John Morris at Dart Bank to help put together multiple projects that have assisted us with growing our business and continuing to be successful.
Welcome back to Press Pass here on Fox 47. It's time for our Take It to the Bank segment, brought to you by Dart Bank, dedicated to meeting the needs of our banking community for more than 90 years with 4 convenient locations in Mason, Holt, South Lansing, Grand Ledge, and the expanded Home Loan Center in Frandor. That's Dart Bank for what matters most.
You see improvement with these Pistons? They got you before and pretty close tonight.
Absolutely. I was telling you guys back there, like, this team is really tough out in the playoffs. It's a very good ball club. They play hard. They defend. And I think what's really made them a much better team is it's not all high pick and roll. Last year, last couple of years, you play against them and it's all Reggie Jackson throwing the pick and roll. If you can stop that, you got action. This year, they're running a lot more stuff on the ball, DHOs, which has allowed everybody to, be involved in the offensive line, which has allowed Tobias to be the player he's been. So, it's been fun watching them. I think, they're definitely putting it together and they're going to be tough, when it comes playoff time.
There you see Draymond Green Friday night in Little Caesars Arena. Golden State defeating the Pistons. Rico, what I loved most wasn't his 13 assists, 6 block shots, and 3 steals. It's the fact that when he came home, he made sure that everybody who was there to see him got to see him. He spent some time with the Michigan State basketball family. Then he came out and he met some people who had been waiting for him that he knew from Saginaw. Then he came to us and he took all the local media questions first. People from Golden State, like, what's going on here? That's the way Day-Day flies.
No, it is, and I think it shows just the importance that he remembers, where he came from, and his roots, and these were the people that rooted for him. These are the people who supported him when no one thought that he was going to even make it to the NBA, let alone, he was at Michigan State, and, you didn't know he was going to become Day-Day, the big-time celebrity, but I'm not shocked that he does that because, in giving back to the university, the Draymond Green weight room, I mean, he really is involved with the players.
It all fits the narrative.
He's taking that big brother role.
Darian, what can we take to the bank this week about the Pistons or the NBA?
About the Pistons, for this week, I think they're going to fall out of playoff contention. But I do think they're going to get back into it. They're on a little bit of a slump right now. They're not at that 8-3 start that they had, to start the beginning of the season. But I do think they will get back into playoff contention. I had them finishing 6th. For the rest of the NBA, my take it to the bank, I want to go out a little bit on a whim here, but it's not really. My guy, Victor Oladipo, I went to high school with, dropped a career high 47 today. He's playing unbelievable for the Pacers. I have him having another 40-point game on Wednesday against his former team, the Oklahoma City Thunder. So that's my crazy take it to the bank prediction.
Show them what they're missing.
Yep.
All right. Tom Crawford, what can we take to the bank?
I'm going to take to the bank about the Michigan Wolverine basketball team. They're going to get good guard play for the second week or day in a row. Xavier Simpson is going to deliver, and they're going down to Austin to play the Longhorns at Shaka Smart. I think the Longhorns are going to win this game, Jack. I know you don't. I know Texas is very long, but they need another non-conference win. They're going to get it done at the Superdome down in Austin, and they're going to beat the Texas Longhorns on Tuesday night.
I forecast a split, and I'm holding to that. Rico, what can you take to the bank?
Well, the easy take to the bank that the game on Saturday, the doubleheader between Michigan and UAD and Oakland and Michigan State, will have more fans in the crowd than any Pistons game. I can take that to the bank. But the serious one, Michigan State, I'm changing it. Michigan State's going to beat Oakland by 30-plus points.
30-plus points?
Yeah, you're wrong.
How about Jalen Hayes and all these double-doubles? Really turned into a trick.
You're disrespecting Greg.
It's not disrespecting. It's the truth.
All right, I want to go back to the Pistons. They're on the 6-game skid. I predict that ends Tuesday with the Denver Nuggets coming to town. I also predict that with Gary Harris back, this is all part of the month, right? You've got Zell, and there were a ton of people there to see him. Gary Harris, we have a big following there for that. And at the end of the month, San Antonio Spurs come in on the 30th with Bryn Forbes. See who made the winning basket last night for the Spurs?
Big three.
And Pop thinks he's going to be the next Steph Curry. Did you see that comment about Bryn?
I thought it was a great comment. He said, he doesn't shoot. he's out of the game. You know, a lot of shooters sometimes are a little worried. They're looking over their shoulder. They miss one. Popovich says, if you don't shoot that ball, you're sitting right by me.
Every player's dream.
Yeah. Good deal. Michigan State's in a situation, Rico, now that, hey, if they beat Oakland, the rest of the month is going to be playing against the game. It's not going to be playing against the opponent.
Yeah, I mean, I hate to disrespect the other opponents, but it does become like a glorified scrimmage where you're just going out there working on some things. You can see, as Izzo likes to say, weird lineups out there just to see how people can handle it because, yeah, you just got to
That'll be the case until mid-February when you look at the schedule.
I think in conference play, they'll get some challenges.
I mean, going on the road, I mean, you saw 6 games.
You surprised by Rutgers?
I wasn't. No. To me, Rutgers is the generic version of Michigan State. They rebound, they play tough defense. They're just minus the 5-star players. You take away Michigan State, play 5-star players, and that's an even game.
When we talk about lineups, Darian, talking to Cassius Winston, he loves to get out there with Tom and run the wings, get some shots, play off the ball. That gets him going. That gets him in a rhythm. And then when he goes back to the point, the basket looks a lot bigger. We'll be right back. We're going to talk about the Detroit Lions. Somehow they won today. We'll be right back with that and more.
Red Tag Blowout at American Freight. Upholstered beds from only $98. 9-inch queen foam mattresses for only $199. 5-piece dinettes for $138. 7-piece living room packages from only $398. Why wait for tax time? Take it home today with low easy payments, free layaway, same-day delivery. Ends December 31st. At American Freight in Lansing at 1475 Lake Lansing Road, 1/2 mile west of Walmart. Phone 316-9999.
The road to treating cancer can take you in many directions, which is why at Sparrow, our team of doctors meet every day to discuss our patients' care. Together, we collaborate with trusted partners like Mayo Clinic to create a plan for the best treatment. And now, that road leads here. Introducing the Sparrow Herbert Herman Cancer Center.
Win the wedding of your dreams at fox47news.com/wedding giveaway.
Team spirit. Faceplate. More cowboy. Dean Trailway's motor coach takes care of your travel, so you can support your favorite Spartan teams and focus on the important things. Dean Trailways, your favorite ride.
It was a Saturday of smiles for Michigan State at Michigan Stadium. A sea of white amid maize and blue. A team that laid it all on the line with ferocious hits and a steady hand. For 59 minutes and 50 seconds, then all hell broke loose. Cherish the memories of October 17, 2015, and one of the greatest finishes in college football history. The Perfect 10 by Jack Ebling and Joe Rexroth. Available at drivewithjack.com, at SPS and Schuler Books, and on Amazon before time runs out.
At Fabiano's Pizzeria, we're more than great pizza. We're family. We're friends. We're a team. Dough and sauce made from scratch. We're serious about quality. And we're honored to serve you. Fabiano's Pizzeria, Westphalia. Just down the road.
Bass here on Fox 47. Time for our Law of the Jungle segment. Brought to you by Woody's Oasis on Trowbridge Road, your healthy alternative to fast food. Eat Woody's and live longer. I'm talking about chicken shawarma with baked breast meat and hummus made fresh in a 3-day process. That's why I'm there every week.
Got a lot of turnovers. You know, the guys hit and ran to the ball and got tip balls and things of that nature, which were good. A lot of great effort. Gave up a few yards along the way, but I certainly, that's a team that doesn't get the ball away very often, so commend our defense for that, and they hung in there.
It was a process throughout the week. You know, I don't miss any practice reps for something that isn't bothering me. I love to practice. I love to be out there, so you know, it was a little bit of a process. Our guys on the training staff did an unbelievable job helping me out, getting this feeling as good as I possibly could. And, you know, our guys today did a great job of keeping me upright. And, you know, they did that allowed me to kind of sit in there and throw the ball around and make the game feel pretty good.
That's Jim Caldwell and Matthew Stafford after the Lions' 24-21 escape at Tampa Bay. Tom Crawford, this is the 5th road win this season. That's tremendous if you look back at Lions history. Can't do better than that. Why does it seem like this 7-6 team is so bad it couldn't win an inter-squad game?
Well, I feel an obligation to be a panelist on the Press Pass that I have to watch the Lions game. But that was the worst freaking pro football game I've ever seen in my life. They look pathetic. Tampa Bay is horrible. 5 turnovers. Who wants the ball? It looked like semi-pro ball back in the 60s for the Lansing All-Stars. They're just not very good. This team, they're 7-6. I think the Bears won today. I think the Bears are going to knock them off. I do not think that the Lions are going to remotely get close to getting in the playoffs.
Darian, we know that when a team commits 5 turnovers, it's not very, I'm sorry, Tom. I was going to say it wasn't very good, but I remember another team that did that as well.
Jack said that.
He choreographed everything.
Jack said it. I did. Don't get mad at me.
Rico, Matthew Stafford, 36 for 44, 381 yards, and directed a game-winning drive with a bad hand. But he made some terrible plays, especially at the end of the first half, and got away with them.
Yeah, it does. It kind of goes back to what Tom says. The reason why you feel like this team's not that great is because they let everybody hang around. They're just not, they don't impose their will. They're not dominant. And you just kind of watch them shuffle along until the final drive.
But they did take the lead this time.
Right, but the thing is, if they played like they did in the final drives, you would have a different feeling for this team. It's like, guys, why do you have to make it so difficult every game? It's better off, you're better off watching the Lions in the last 5 minutes. It's better for your blood pressure.
Darian, let's give Detroit the benefit of the doubt for a second. At 7-6, let's say the Lions beat the Bears next week at Ford Field, then go on the road to face Cincinnati Bengals, a team you know very well. And the Lions can get that one and then come back and get past Aaron Rodgers at Ford Field to finish 10-6. Even if it doesn't make the playoffs, how should the season be remembered?
I don't know, to be honest. I mean, the crazy thing is as you said, you beat 10-6. Maybe any other year that makes it, but the Cowboys have a chance to be 10-6 and not make it as well, obviously, with the Eagles clinching today. Right. If the Vikings don't roll, just kind of take over this division as they did, which nobody saw coming with a third-string quarterback, the Lions are in the playoffs, despite the bad play from today and the bad officiating as well. So, I don't really know what to make of it. I mean, 10-6, like we've been talking about, it doesn't necessarily get your coach fired. No. It doesn't really make any changes happen to your team. And any other year but this year, with the NFC and how everybody's rolling with the Rams and the Saints as well, that gets you in the playoffs. So,
on one hand, it's the ultimate missed opportunity. Or you can look at it and say, remember the Atlanta game where they gave them the touchdown at the end and then they took it away? They wound up losing that game, very controversial. Now you're talking about an 11-win team.
The comeback they had against the Saints.
Completely different. We'll be back in just a minute with our closing segment, our cool and smooth segment, and all of our weekly awards brought to you by Culver's coming up next.
At Graff Chevrolet in Okemos, you'll always get a great deal on a huge selection of high-quality used cars and trucks. But you'll also get something else, peace of mind. Every Graff used vehicle purchase comes with up to 6 oil changes for the first 2 years of ownership. We'll also give you free tire rotation with every other oil change. Always a great selection of used vehicles starting from $1,000 and up. Check them out at graffokemos.com. Lower your cost of ownership with our Peace of Mind program, only at Graff Chevrolet in Okemos.
The Student Bookstore is your green and white shop headquarters. Outfit your entire family with Spartan gear. We have a large selection of men's, women's, and children's clothing. Show off your Michigan State pride with new shoes, socks, hats, and more. Have your tailgate ready with MSU party supplies, car accessories, and dress your pet in green and white. We have gifts for students, grads, alumni, and fans. From Vera Bradley and Dooney and Burke to diploma frames and more. Always shop SBS for the biggest and best selection of green and white. Go green, go white, go SBS.
Working with the IDE company, 1, is very easy to do. 2, they're very responsive to our needs. And 3, as we've grown as a company, they've listened to those needs and they've helped us plan out our future in terms of growth that needs to be done at this location.
It's just comforting to know I'm working with the IDE company, knowing that they can accommodate our growth. In that way, they're an excellent partner.
Opportunities for retail, office, restaurant, and residential. Build the future as a member of the iCompany family.
Learn the elements of comedy.
Say yes to Big Bang Theory 5 nights a week.
At Rallies and Checkers, the stakes couldn't be higher. Because in this band, gaming is no joke. The rules are simple. Winner gets an all-white meat, extra crispy chicken strips box loaded up with famous seasoned fries for just $2. And the loser buys. So always keep your game on point. The new extra crispy chicken strips and fries box for just $2. Rallies and Checkers. Fast foodies know the deal.
Welcome back to Press Pass here on Fox 47. Time for a cool and smooth segment brought to you by the 4 Culver's locations in mid-Michigan. Since 1984, Culver's has been delighting guests one meal at a time with scrumptious Butterburgers and premium frozen custard. That's Culver's. Welcome to Delicious. All right, Team 220, who has been as cool and smooth as a Culver's mid-avalanche this week. Rico Beard, what about our play of the week?
Play of the week, I'm going to go a little off the board, but I'm going to say the play of the week was when Nick Ward was being interviewed by the media, and Tom Izzo swoops in and gives him a hug and a kiss to say, all is well, because of all the foolishness, Nick Ward's going to transfer. He sat out, even his mom took to Twitter, everybody was upset. So Tom Izzo just squashed it all in front of all the media. He swoops in, give Nick a hug and a kiss, all is well. Nick goes out there, has a great game, makes a 3-point shot.
He had some words for the writers and
Sports Talk Radio.
Talk Radio.
Yeah, who was that guy? Was that you?
Yesterday.
He was mad at you.
Hey, thanks for listening.
I talked to Nick Ward about it, and he said, hey, you know what? That was a one-time deal. Everything's good. I'm happy.
That's what I said. It was like no big deal. Like people, you're making way too big of a deal out of it. So he wasn't listening to my show, but he listens to my show. He does not.
He practiced. What about our game of the week? We have a game of the week.
Yeah, game of the week. Everybody loves a great upset. Boston College versus Duke basketball. It was a great game from beginning to end. Boston College pulled away early, knocking down 3 after 3, led by Bowman, and then Duke was able to come back, rally back. You know, Grayson Allen had a really off game, going 1 for 9 for 3, but Boston College rallied at the end with sophomores and some freshmen and pulled away and got the win. And obviously for us, it propels Michigan State probably in the #1 spot. So thank you, Boston College, for that. I don't necessarily think it's telling of Duke. It'll be one of those, you know, good losses, as you call it, for a team like Duke. They'll be right there at the end in the Final Four.
That is the 3rd straight time that Boston College has played a #1 ranked team and won. They beat Syracuse previously and beat North Carolina before that. Anybody think that maybe Arizona State going on the road to Allen Fieldhouse in a 10-point win over the Jayhawks?
Honorable mention.
Honorable mention.
Yeah, that's honorable mention. But Duke is 1, and whenever you knock off 1, I was saying that rush the court.
And they rushed it.
Yeah, they rushed
With the lights on, turn the lights on, rush the court. That was great.
Tom Crawford, what about our team of the week?
Well, I'm not a fan of this team by any stretch, but the Golden State Warriors are my team of the week. I was really impressed by them. They've won. They're 18-6. They've won 6 straight road games. Steph Curry did not play, but man, they just look. And Jack, you were there. They look so impressive. They defend so well. KD's amazing. I think they're going to win the whole damn thing again, which is not going to make me happy. But they're my team.
Why not?
I just don't like them.
Why?
I don't like them.
How much would that have to do with Day-Day?
Maybe.
So if Trey Burke played for him?
Oh, yeah, be all over.
Darian, you'll appreciate this. I don't think very many people understand the defense that Golden State plays.
No,
And that
it's
sets up their offense.
unbelievable. Yeah, it's unbelievable defense. To the play at the end of that game, KD blocking Tolliver's shot and then taking down for the,
15-2 advantage in block shots.
I believe he's top 3, if not top 5 right now in blocks.
What was Reggie thinking?
You
got to come up with something better than
You
that.
have to. Tolliver can't be the guy to take that shot.
I got a couple of other names to mention, at least, for Team of the Week. How about a battered Michigan State volleyball team?
They did well.
Going on the road, they got past Illinois, and they took #1 ranked Penn State and twice lost by 2 points. 29-27.
That's the best team in the country, probably.
So hats off to Kathy George. And what about Michigan State hockey? After a 4-0 win by the Wolverines, split. Michigan State comes back. Everyone says, oh, what's going to happen now? Big Ten, and all they do is blank the Wolverines 5-0. So Hats off to Dan Cole and company. Our player of the week, a lot of ways we can go with this, but a lot of people said that these 84 Tigers, it had passed them by. None of them were ever going to get in the Hall of Fame except for Sparky Anderson. And they get the word today that Jack Morris and Alan Trammell with the Modern Era Committee are going to be inducted in July in Cooperstown, New York. There's going to be a ton of Tigers fans heading to Central New York for that. 254 wins for Jack Morris and great postseason play. But Alan Trammell, 19 years with Lou Whitaker, 6 All-Stars, you name it. I want to thank Tom Crawford, Rico Beard, Darian Harris. We'll see you next Sunday. Have a great week.